Imagine losing your entire family and all your relatives in one day, or slowly over like a few years, subtly. That's what happened to me. I lost every single relative in my entire immediate family, and I didn't even realize I had lost them at first. And basically, what happened, and I'm just feeling very sad about this lately because this is why I'm in a bad situation. Because if I'd known I was going to be losing every relative and every family, and even extended friends, family friends, imagine like I would have prepared better. I probably would have just like, I don't know what I would have done precisely, but I would have tried to like plan for that. Because I'd like to be prepared for emergencies. That's something I like to take because my life's been so out of control. Even going back to my tumultuous, traumatic childhood, I learned that like to have a grasp on things, I like to plan for worst case scenarios and stuff. But I just never planned for losing everybody in my phone contact list. So if you go into my contact list on my phone, I have nobody. I mean, yeah, I have a few people from like years ago, but they can't help me, and I have, But basically, I have no. I'm like, this is very unnatural to be exiled like this. Historically, if this was done to you, it would be a death sentence, and it kind of is a death sentence today too. But yeah, like theoretically, I guess once I get equipped to go back trucking, I could still do trucking, but you have to have references to get a trucking job. So and I think it might be illegal for me to even call my references because someone. So basically what happened was, turns out my mother has narcissist personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, cluster B personality disorder, basically a female psychopath or sociopath, psychopath. One of my earliest memories of her is her squatting and peeing in front of me by the barn in Texas. How strange. What a strange image in my mind. Why does she always leave the door open when she goes to the bathroom? So bizarre. So this woman's crazy, and I think she molested me as a little boy. So, which is sad. So, but I was her favorite growing up, and then I guess I got on her bad side somehow, and she burned my life down, turned it upside down, and then sent me to jail and tried to cause me to become a convicted felon. Try to kill me using every method she has at her disposal without physically trying to kill me, even though she hit me really hard. Like, what kind of man gets slapped by his elderly mother for doing exactly what she needed him to do? She needed me to waste my life and not and drop out of college. She created everything. She doesn't take any responsibility. She's a monster, an absolute monster. And she filed a false restraining order on me. And after she instigated me to say bad things to her that could be taken out of context and used as ammunition to wage lawfare on me. So, and she's turned my father against me. She's turned my brother against me. She's turned all my relatives against me. An absolute monster. The most demonic, horrible human being on planet Earth, my mother. And she's ruined my life. And she took my teeth. She caused me to get poisoned in Colombia. I've just been reacting to her craziness for my entire life, and it's ruined me completely. What a horrible, horrible monster. And now I'm homeless in this hotel, disabled. I haven't had medical care in 10 years. I had a life in California, and she casually just came over one day and turned it upside down. Turned my life upside down, and I still don't know why. I think I was just doing too well for her to save $400 a month, apparently. And I've never recovered since. So, and I figured out what it takes for me to build that for myself, what I had in California. And now at this point, yeah, it's going to take me 10 years to get that for myself, just to get back to where I was when I was in my late 20s. So, and she's really, my whole life is just about her now at this point. And that's what narcissists do. They make everyone work for them. So she's got my brother working for her. She's got all the relatives working for her. She's got all the men in her life working for her. She's like the queen bee, mentally ill, totally mentally ill. And I'm just trying to get healthy and just get away from this demonic person. And yeah, I just can't believe how if you look into this, it's really crazy. Like, basically, if you're not willing to submit and live under her thumb, you are the enemy. And I figured out the games like 20 years ago. That's why I had to be discarded, I guess. But like, I just remember in my 20s, I was like asking myself, you know, why am I having all these money problems, all these career problems? Why do I have to live in this rural community? So she uproots the family every few years on a schedule. She uproots the family and forces the family to move to another state randomly for no reason. This has been going on my entire life, and it's just very destructive to do that all the time. So I've lived in like, you know, I've had like 50 addresses because of her, always reacting and moving around. And I've had like 50 fucking jobs because of her, because she didn't want me to figure out who I was and just pursue one thing. Always having to do these weird workarounds. And so yeah, I finally figured out who I was. And then to my surprise, I was punished for figuring out who I was and pursuing it. So I got punished for not going along with the insane games. It's just so crazy. It literally is insane. Like cluster B personality disorder. So this woman is a monster, and she filed the false restraining order on me, and saying she was scared for her life, which is like she was scared I was gonna. Imagine how much patience I have and how much, you know, what's the word, like tolerance for abuse to not want to retaliate. Like she, you know, she's turned my whole family against me. She's isolated me, cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost opportunity, millions of dollars actually. If I had just been allowed to do well in high school and then go to college and then work in my field for the last 20 years, I'd be retired by now as a millionaire. So, but instead of doing that, I had to drop out of high school for her. So she's not taking responsibility. She can't, mentally ill. But I mean, I can still speak about her. Just, you know, she filed a false restraining order on me, saying that she was fearful of her life or her safety. So now I'm not allowed to own guns, which means if I'm in a car or have a gun near me, so if I get in a car with somebody and they have a gun in the glove box, I could be turned into a felon. So she created a slippery slope where one wrong move or one unfortunate situation, I could become a convicted felon. And that would permanently ruin my life permanently. Because all the careers I want to do in the world, they all require a clean criminal record. And so it's just so crazy that I was forced to get my CDL and train for all these it turned out I learned recently, I figured out, basically I'm not allowed to do any kind of employment or career that doesn't have paid training. If only someone had told me that when I was a kid, and it turned out what I'm passionate about is computers and networks and IT and internet and software and security, all that. And I mean, and that doesn't have paid training unless you're in the military, maybe. But I was too sick to join the military because she ruined my health as a child, and so I'm not allowed to talk to her. I'm not allowed to contact her for 2 years. This false restraining order, and so she's put me at the mercy of my abusive father, who is always been horrible, never provided a damn thing for me, and I'm trying to survive on $200 a week here, which is impossible. And it's just getting more and more difficult as the weeks go by. Trying to survive here on $200 a week without internet as well. I'm able to upload videos and watch YouTube because my phone has internet, but my laptop doesn't have internet, so I can't do anything on the web. And just trapped here under their thumb, using up the rest of my 30s. So I've given them my teens, my 20s, and my 30s. Haven't done anything in my teens that I wanted to do. Haven't done anything in my 20s that I wanted to do. Haven't done anything in my 30s I wanted to do, and I didn't even know what I was allowed to want to do. And it turns out as I get older, there's all these things I want to do with my life. Can't even get started on any of that because I'm reacting to being homeless, being broke, being sick. All things are completely fixable, and I keep coming to them with solutions. Hey, here's a solution, here's a solution. And it's like, nope, and they sever communication, and I'm just on my own. So damn. Don't ever end up in this situation, man. I don't know what the solution is. Figure out if you have crazy family members like this, and get away from them early. And because damn, I've wasted 30 years of my life because of these people. It's just of a living hell, and that's why the suicide rate is so high for victims of these people. You know, they're trying to cause me to commit suicide, and they almost caused me to become a convicted felon for going home. Like, you live at your family home if you don't have your own home, right? Like that. Like, when did this idea that you move out of the family home into the streets or into a jail cell, like, when did that idea become normalized? Yeah, in the West, you live at home with your parents until after college, and you take a career in your field. Like maybe you live off campus during college, but you still go home for spring break, and then or for when during breaks, and then after college you take a job in your field, and then you get your place. So like I never went to college yet, so I still live at home with my family. I've always seen it that way. So just because they caused me to drop out of high school doesn't mean I don't get to go to college. Like I'm still going to go to college because that's what I have to do. I want to learn all the things they teach in college. As I get, the older I get, the more I'm like, wow, I was shortchanged on an education. I don't even know how to do like basic stuff. Like you can't just be like the only, like all the good jobs in the economy, they require college or a college equivalent. And you don't always want to, I always knew I'm not going to be like a laborer, there's like two types of jobs in the economy. You get paid to use your muscles, or you get paid to use your mind. If you can't use your mind, then you have to use your muscles. So, and all the knowledge work jobs, the white collar jobs, those pay a lot better, and they're better, healthier life, longer life expectancy. And, you can't support a family on a blue collar salary. So, or it's just not a life worth living, frankly. That's why we're getting robots, more and more. At least not for me. I mean, I don't judge. If you enjoy stacking bricks or something, good for you. But like, I find that meaningless and mind-numbing and painful. Just, yeah, I'm the kind of, so my personality type is INTJ, and basically, it's the personality type that does best as like a scientist, an engineer, that sort of thing, and architect, surgeon, that kind of thing. And it's mind-numbing, doing like tedious, repetitive work, absolutely torture for someone like me. And I'm still being tortured by my narcissist here. I just can't believe I'm 39 years old and I'm dependent on people that I'm not even legally allowed to contact, maybe. Like, I'm just dependent on my aging, senile narcissist parents for my support. Like, I told them every step of the way that led me here what they were doing wrong and how we needed to correct it. So it's not like it just happened. Like, I told them the last truck, I was doing fine at the trucking job I was at. It's just I had the wrong truck. I just needed to change trucks. And I told my family I needed their support to change trucks. Just a verbal reassurance that if there was a problem with that, I could change companies or something. And they said no. My narcissist mother told me, no, we're not going to let you change trucks. You're trapped in that truck. And I said, okay, well then I'm going to have to quit and come home. And she said, no, don't come home. We're going to turn you into a criminal. We're going to criminalize you. And I said, well, that's crazy. Like, why would you do that? I live at home with my family until I get my own housing. And since I'm not allowed to have my own housing yet, yeah, like, I live at home with my family. Like, I don't have $50,000 to furnish an apartment for me, and then I'm medically incapacitated. There are no jobs in the economy I can do besides like Uber driver, but I don't have a car for that. And truck driver, but long haul trucker specifically, because like you can lay down. And so it's complicated, but yeah, so it's just crazy. So I'm just pleading with, like, if there's any relatives watching this, I just need to be allowed to go back trucking, and it's going to be $10,000 or $15,000 to get me everything I need to do that safely and economically for the long term. I'm going to have to live in a truck for the next 10 years of my life. So that's 4 decades my family's stolen from me. My teens, my 20s, my 30s, and they're going to take all of my 40s now. And I guess in my 50s, I can start my life, start living for myself, doing what I enjoy, which is academic excellence and, technical career and education, and living in the city that I choose, and in the country that I was born in, that I'm a citizen of. So I feel like I'm living my life as like a second-class citizen for my family, living below my potential, almost like a felon. They're trying to make me live like a convicted felon or like an illegal alien or something. And I'm done with this. I'm done hiding. I'm done trying to be a second-class citizen for these fucking abusers, these child abusers. They've been abusing me as a little boy, abusing me my entire life, and I'm done with it. Shame on these people. And they have the power to give me everything I need, medically, professionally, everything I need to be independent from them, and they choose not to. They want me dependent on them forever and living under their thumb, cowering in fear. and I'm done with it. Shame on these people.